Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, Tomcat Stitchery. I'm Whitney and I'm back for another Sunday sew along. We're still kind of tutorials, but we're doing some pattern hacking. So if you've been following along with the channel, you know that in September I'm focusing most of the videos and kind of putting them in the under a theme, and that theme is sewing economically, you know, making the most of what we have, making the sewing hobby achievable and attainable for everyone, you know, how to save some money while we're sewing, how to be responsible with our environment while we're sewing, all those kind of things. So sewing economically is kind of the theme we're following this month. So I thought for our Sundays it would be fun to, you know, one of the ways that we can save on sewing is making use of what we already have, you know, not having to buy new. So I thought that on Sundays it would be a lot of fun to go through and do some pattern hacking. So ways that you can take existing patterns and make their life go longer, change up a few things, especially some good basic patterns, and yeah, make them look completely differently so that you can get many looks out of just one pattern. All right, so today, one of the things that I have quite a few of, because I have a little bit of a book problem, but is sewing books. And I know I'm not alone on this. I know a lot of people own all of the sewing books just like I do, but I thought it would be fun not only to go through and do some pattern hacking, but to use one of the books that I've got that I've not made anything from yet and using those patterns. So I have grabbed my Cashmerette Ahead of the Curve book. I am using patterns from this, but honestly, you can use any pattern you want, you know, in the specific type. These are very basic patterns, so you don't have to be using these patterns to do the pattern hacking that I'm doing. But I have this book in my stash. I know a lot of you do too. So I'm going to be using the patterns from this because it's a way that I can use something I already have and get some really good looks. And so far, I'm really having a fun time. Okay, so for today's pattern hacking, I am taking the Kersoe top, and I'll pop a picture here from the book Ahead of the Curve from Cashmerette, which is just a V-neck camisole, so a sleeveless shell top, and I'm hacking it into a dress. So I'm going to show you the steps that I am going to do that. I am using a batik rayon that I got from a quilting, well, fabric store in Bloomington, Indiana called University of Sewing. If she still has any left, I will link it down below. I got all of this in January when I was down there at her shop, but she's got some great stuff if you're local. Anyway, and she does have an online shop, so I will link it down below. It's a gorgeous fabric and it hangs really well for this pattern. This pattern does include a lining. Well, it instructs you to do a lining. You're just basically cutting the front and the back out of shorter pieces for the lining. So I have followed those instructions. I just used a lengthened dress, you know, the lengthened pattern that I'm going to show you how I do for the dress length to make this. And I have lined it in self fabric. So if you are curious about all of that, other than that, I followed the instructions in the book. They're pretty straightforward. It's pretty easy sew. I made the size, so this book only, let's see, it has sizes 12 to 32. US sizes 12 to 32 with all three of their different cup sizes, the C, D, E, F, and G, H. Normally in Cashmerette patterns, I make a size 10 and usually grade out to a 12 at the waist with the GH cup. But obviously, I just went with the 12 the whole way through for these patterns because I didn't have access to the 10. So I didn't have to do any grading. I just did the size 12 with the GH cup. So I think it works fine. You know, I don't look at it and think, oh my gosh, that's too big. So I think we're probably fine. All right, guys, if you have any questions on how I do this pattern hacking, I will pop footage here of me in the dress so you can kind of see what it looks like on a body. But if you have any questions about how to do this pattern hack, if you're using, again, any pattern, any kind of shell pattern, doesn't even have to be V-neck, any kind of shell pattern works for this pattern hack. So woven. This is a woven shell tank top, woven tank top, camisole, whatever you want to call it. So anything along those lines that you want to use, this one would work for that. So yes, leave any questions you have down below. I'll answer those as soon as possible. If you're interested in helping to support the channel, I do have a Ko-fi account. I linked that down below. That's just like a virtual tip jar, and all that money goes right back into the channel. Equipment, maintenance on equipment, supplies, that sort of thing for these instructional videos. All right, guys, that's all I have for today. I will see you all again on Tuesday, and we're going to be getting into fall capsule planning with a nod towards sewing economically. All right, guys, have a good weekend, and I will talk to you on Tuesday. Bye. All right. Today, we are going to be using, this is the Kersoe top that is in the Cashmerette Head of the Curve book. Now, this would work for any kind of sleeveless woven tank, or a knit tank, really, but a woven tank or a camisole or anything like that. That's kind of what we're working with here. Now, things that we want to know. Obviously, this top, and I've traced this off because this has to be traced off from the book, which is typical in most books. So again, if you're using patterns from a book, if you're just using something from your stash, this is just a way to take a top pattern that you love and turn it into a dress, or get more out of, for instance, a collection of book patterns that you've got. Okay, so the first thing I want to note is the finished measurements. And here in the book, I've got my finished measurements. And I'm looking at this for the waist as well as the hip. So the finished waist of this pattern is 40 7/8, so pretty much 41 inches. And then the finished hip of this is 47 1/8 for the size I've picked. I've picked a size 12, which is... I technically wear a 10 in Cashmerette patterns, but the 12 is the smallest in the book. But I do grade out to a 12 at the waist, so I think this is going to be absolutely fine. I've also put on some weight recently, so I think this is all going to work out fine in the long run. All right, so that waist measurement of almost 41 inches is plenty of ease for my waist, so that should be fine, which it's a top. It's meant to be, have a nice amount of ease there. And then the hip is 47 1/8. So right about 47. My hip measurement is like 41 right now, 41 and a half. Again, I put on some weight. Anyway, I think that's going to be plenty of ease for me. So if you're looking at the pattern here where it kind of curves out and then it kind of comes, you've got your hip curve here and then it kind of straightens out. This hip curve is going to be where you get that fullest point. Well, really this whole straight area because it's kind of straight through here. This is going to be your 47 1/8 width right there. And this is supposed to hit, about mid-hip. So in theory, with that thinking, obviously you're going to have to look at your own body shape. I should be able to take this all the way down and be good to go there. So that is what I'm going to do. So I have measured from my waist to where I want this to end. I want this to be an above the knee, just kind of a little A-line sheet, easy to pull over my head, little sheath dress. And here at the notch is the waist mark. Now I've gone ahead and shortened this by 1 inch at the waist because I need that for Cashmerette patterns. I'm very short in the torso. So I've already done. So if you have any alterations you need to make to the pattern, now is the time to do it. So I've already gone ahead and done that and done a 1 inch shortening there at the waist. And I know from my waist, so this is straight across the front. So I'm just going to take this and I'm going to use a soft tape measure here. Just because they're nice and long. I want my skirt to end at 19 inches from my waist because I want at least 1 inch of hem down there. Actually, you know what? I'm going to go longer. I'm going to go longer because I know I can take this up if I wanted to. And I know that it is 22 inches from my waist to the middle of my knee, just because I've had that measurement done before. And those are the measurements that don't change. So I'm just going to go here at this 21, or 22, excuse me. So that should, in theory, once I've done a 1 inch hem, be just about a perfect length. Now, stylistically, I know that I don't want this just straight down. I would prefer something a little more A-line, so it just coming off that hip curve, and I want to extend out that way. So what I'm going to do, again, you could easily just take this, continue this on down to your hem marking. So I'm going to take a line here at that 22 inches that I marked for my waist and just go all the way across, just kind of as a good point there, to a good visual point there. Ugh, these pens are so juicy. I'm gonna have this everywhere. Okay, so the next thing is I want to take this 22 inches from my waist. Now I've because of the truing here, I'm going from this waist that I've made. And I'm just gonna kind of go right off that hip line. So I'm here at the waist, but I'm just following that hip line, and where it kind of curves back around and goes straight, I'm just gonna continue it on out. And it's gonna go right out here. It's not a huge like A-line, but just enough. And now we can, so it's really just picking it right up there at the bottom. So now I can go in. I need a longer ruler. A good yardstick or meter stick is perfect. You should have one in your stash. Okay, so I'm just going off that hip line all the way there. And then I'm just going to use my French curve, because again, this isn't like super curved, but it does come up a little bit there. And just draw that in. I just don't want, you know, I want it to be equal, the hem to be equal all the way around. So there we go. There is our front. We've got a nice little A-line. And I'll just sew it the same way as the pattern has you sew it. I will line it. I like she has her lining stop kind of pretty short on the top. I just like my lining to end about an inch shorter than my garment. And then I hem them both the same hem width so that it's finished an inch above my garment, but you know, to each their own. So there we go. That is the front. So now I'm going to set up the back, and I will show you how we're going to extend that, and then how we are going to, some options you've got, and then we'll true our side seams. Okay, so now we have our back that's here. Now the back gets cut too. So you've got a nice center back seam here to help with waist shaping. And I'm gonna talk more about that here in just a second. So this is not cut on the fold like the front. And again, I want to extend my hem. We'll just use this one. 22 inches from my waistline. So I've got my grain line that's here. So I'm just going to line up my ruler here with my grain line, starting at this, the waist here, because that's where I shortened my pattern. So I've got a line all the way across, but definitely draw that in if you feel like you need to. So I'm going to mark that point right here. And now I have a grid under here so I can make sure I'm drawing this straight across. But I mean, do what you need to make sure that your line is in fact perpendicular to your hem of your top. Okay. So the first thing I want to do is, so this comes in just a little bit and then it kind of comes back out. I want to keep this flush with what we've got going on here. So this is the center back seam. So I'm just going to continue straight from there to my 22-inch hem. I could add a little bit of kick there, but I don't want a ton. So I'm not going to do a ton. And then we can go here to our, move my scissors there, to this hip curve where I want it to kind of extend out. And I think that's a good line, but we'll true this here in just a second. I want to make sure I didn't do that right, because I want to make sure that this is 22 inches from at waist. Remember, you're measuring from the waist. So this is going to come up just a little bit here at the bottom. So now I will draw this in. So it's just coming up a little. All right, now let's talk about the back a little bit. Obviously, this shirt doesn't have any closures. It just pulls on over your head, this the Kersoe top. I would like the same for my dress. I realize, I mean, I have a large bust, but I am very straight through my waist and hips. But, you know, coming on over my head, my bust is my issue, not my waist or hips. So, you know, you may have to put a closure in. I don't, you know, depending on how tight you want your waist to fit you. But because my waist is larger and I like a looser fit, I'm going to leave it as is, and I'm just going to be able to slip it on over my head. Now, if your waist is something that you like to highlight, one thing that you can do is add in waist darts in the back, which is a very simple thing to add or to omit. I would do 1 inch wide. So if you did, you know, and you could do multiple. I guess you could do like 2 3/4. I wouldn't make a dart bigger than 1 inch though, a single dart. You could do 2 so that you'd have 4 across the whole back. But I wouldn't make them more than 1 inch wide. Things can get just a little bit distorted. But what I would do is just kind of center it, maybe even just right here on the grain line, but about the middle of the back, 1 inch, so a 1/2 inch on either side. And I would take it down, pretty far. I would take your dart down in a fisheye dart. I don't know, like 8 inches maybe. If you're doing an inch wide dart, that would be a nice, so like 8 inches below, and then maybe like 5 above the waist, 5 inches above. Just have that center line, and then you could, here, I'll draw it in so you can see what I'm talking about. So if I wanted to add a waist dart in, I could go a 1/2 inch right here at the waist. That's where you want, the waist is where you want your dart, the bulk of your dart intake to be. And then I'm going to go down 8 inches, and I'm doing this all on the grain line. You could draw your own though. If your grain line isn't like where you want it, you could obviously draw a line perpendicular to the grain. So now we're going to do this. This is a very simple little alteration. And then I'm going to go 5 inches above and mark. And then again, I'm making a horrible mess with these juicy pins, but I wanted you to be able to see. And there we go. So that is one option. So we have a little bit of waist, you know, definition right here. And then you could also take some in with a fisheye dart. However, I just like my dresses a little looser. Again, I think it's probably because I'm very straight through my waist and hips. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a secondary. So if I'm making the top, I'm just going to cut along the purple lines here. Look how dirty my hands are. These pins are awful. But if I'm making the dress, I'm going to mark in with my blue ink, and I'm going to come in an extra 3/8 of an inch here, just to give myself, so I don't have like a sack that I'm wearing. And this is very easy. I'm just going to go kind of like that, and then we flip it. I'm hitting the stand there and making a mess. And then kind of back to that hip. I really want to get in here. We'll do this. There we go. There we go. Okay, so I will kind of cut in a little bit. So I'm reducing my waist by 3/4 of an inch right there, because 3/8 on each side. Anyway, that'll give me a little bit more shaping there in the back, and hopefully be just enough to, so I don't look like I'm wearing a tent. All right, so our final thing that we're going to do here with this little pattern hack is to bring our front back. Here's my front, and I'm going to lay it face down here. And I'm matching, obviously you have the dart, so your side seam's not going to match, but this notch here on the back is where the dart, when it comes together, you match to that. So I'm just going to match my dart point here. Actually, you could just do your waist. I'm going to match my waist, and look at that. That is perfect. So when my waist notches are matched, I'm good. Now I have a little bit more at my hip, actually. Oh wait, I'm looking at my line and not where I trued it. Okay, we're good. Okay, I'm very happy with that. And you could take away or add as you wanted to, you know, to make if you needed things to true. So there we go. There is the Kersoe top, now turned into a dress with optional fisheye dart waist shaping. I hope you guys give something like this a try to one of your patterns as well.